Hello, I'm Richard from Difference Northeast, and we also have Sue here from Becoming Visible, who's going to be our BSL interpreter for this presentation. I'm going to take you through the 3-year strategic plan for Difference. Now, behind this strategy, we have a number of principles. One is that we want to stay focused on campaigning. So rather than being service deliverers, we want to campaign for disability equality. We want to be led by our members, so we want to focus on the issues that concern our members. And we want to work across the region for all people who identify as deaf or disabled. So how did we decide what should go into our strategy? First of all, we listened to our members who we've met at various events and listened to what they tell us. We've also listened to our wider communities, disabled people across the region, and our funders in terms of what they have funded us to do. So that's what's behind it. And what we've come up with is 5 key areas of work. The first is voice, participation, and influence. So we want disabled people to have a stronger voice in our region. The second is employment. Third is we want to raise levels of public awareness. The fourth is to improve access for disabled people, both physical and information and digital. And the final one, which we think is important for now, is the focus on COVID-19 and how disabled people are affected by that. So they're the main areas, and I'll take you through each one now in turn. So first, participation, voice participation and influence. We want disabled people to be heard and understood, so we want to be the voice of disabled people in our region. We want disabled people to be involved at all levels, especially at senior levels within organisations, for example, in the boardroom. And by being more involved and having a louder voice, we want disabled people to have more influence over decisions that affect us. So how will we do this? Well, primarily we'll do this by campaigning. So we will campaign locally on issues of concern, but also across the region, and we will contribute, working with partners, to national campaigns. We will listen to our members. So again, we'll be guided by what our members tell us are the issues. And to facilitate that, we will set up a program of events so that our members can talk to each other, share their concerns. And we will also respond to consultations when organisations ask for the views of disabled people. We will represent members. And to help this work, we will set up a members advisory panel. So that will be a group of volunteer members who will help guide and shape our work. So next, employment is a major issue we've already heard from our members, and an issue that concerns them. So what we want to do is encourage employers to treat disabled people more fairly, to be more inclusive. And we want to work with local agencies, people like the DWP and local authorities, to have policies and support programs in place to help disabled people into work. And we want to help disabled people in the region to reach their career goals, so fulfill their potential. And how will we do this? First of all, we'll research into what the barriers are. So what is it that stops disabled people getting into work? And then we'll work with employers to share good practice, to educate employers on inclusive practice. We will help and support each other, so we'll set up a peer mentoring program so that we can share our experience and help each other get work and keep work. And we'll also reach out to students in our region to help them with the transition from student life into the workplace. So that's employment. Our third area is public awareness and changing public attitudes. So what we want to do is help the public understand disability. Our members have told us that public attitudes cause a lot of problems, so we want to work on that. We want to show what disabled people can do, not just focus on what they can't do. And we want to change public attitudes and challenge discrimination. And how are we going to do that? Well, primarily through training. So we're going to offer a range of disability awareness training. And we want to share experiences and positive stories through things like social media and through the mainstream media. We want to share the positive news stories and positive role models. We also want to celebrate when organisations and people get it right, and we'll do that through a new awards scheme. So that's that one. The next one is improving access. And what we want to do here is improve access to make places, information, and digital services easier for people to access. We know from talking to our members that this is still a big problem for people in our region. So how are we going to do that? First of all, by talking to our members again and understanding what the issues are. And then we'll talk to the authorities, to planners, to builders, to businesses, to try and get those problems resolved and make places more accessible. So we'll campaign on those issues as well. And we also want to see better local enforcement. So we don't think it's fair that individuals are left to complain and sort out access issues. We want local authorities and other agencies to be involved. So the final area that we want to work on is COVID-19. And what we need to do here is continue our work to make sure that people understand how disabled people have been affected. And we know that they've been affected in a lot of ways. And we want that knowledge to be shared across different sectors, especially local authorities and health services. We want disabled people to be involved and understood so they can include in their recovery plans ways to support disabled people. So that's what we plan to do. We'd like to hear from you as well as to what you think, whether we've missed anything, whether you support what we're planning to do. You can do that. You can join us. All the contact details are on our website, and the address is differencenortheast.org.uk. Thank you to Andrew at Sunderland People First for helping with the presentation, and to Sue for interpreting.